So, Mark, did you see that food carts have moved into the Las Vegas Strip? We're turning into New York. We're maturing as a city. You can now buy hot dogs right on the.
Those are the saddest, jankiest food carts I've ever seen. Maybe like even the shopping carts in Mexico City seemed better than these these food carts. And people in Mexico City is great because they just have like a shopping cart with like hot coals in them and they're cooking corn or elote. And
So good. Those elotes. Oh man.
but these things, I don't even know what they are. Like, there's no umbrella. There's no. It just seems like they just threw up a thing, and I don't even know, if it's safe with the heating element. It seems crazy. Are these like regulated at all, or are there just people like all of a sudden putting up carts everywhere?
It's unclear. Vital Vegas seems to think that they're not regulated. I would think with the amount of police and everything that if they didn't have a license to be out there, that they would get shut down pretty quickly. But I don't know. I'm surprised if it is legal that nobody's ever tried it before, or maybe they have. I've never seen any food carts out there, but it looks like they're all over now. So enjoy your 5-day-old hot dog.
I love street meat more than anybody, but I don't know if I could do this.
All right, Mark, happy Black Friday. We have a ton of Vegas news to talk about, but first, just want to remind everybody we have our Black Friday deals, Amazon deals link in the description. If you're shopping on Amazon anytime through the holiday season, you use the link. It helps to support the channel, and you can find all of the deals. Yeah, or anytime.
Period.
So thanks for doing that. Happy Black Friday. Hope your Thanksgiving was great. Let's get into the news. Mirage has announced, or Mirage/Hard Rock/MGM has announced that the Dolphin habitat and the secret garden, which is where all the animals are closed permanently. They closed, a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, or maybe a little bit longer when that dolphin died. And Hard Rock has said they do not plan to reopen it. And they're working together to replace the animals, to move the animals to a safe place. But that's opening up a big chunk of land. One other thing we learned is that they're going to destroy this before they start construction on the guitar tower. So it's all going to start basically as they transition over from MGM to Hard Rock. I'm excited for this big plot of land to open up and that the animals are going to a good place.
This is where they move the volcano to, right? This one, they pave it over. They just push it back there. Guitar with volcano.
No, they put a pool in with a nice volcano, though, there probably. That's what I'm guessing. Is this going to be a nice pool area?
Yeah, that'd be cool. It's kind of sad that we planned that, or we thought this was going to happen a month or whatever ago, that they wouldn't open. But it's sad that they didn't have like a roll up to the closing, like say, hey, if you love this area, come and see it before December, whatever, and they just didn't have that possibility with the animals being in danger and all that stuff, and they didn't want to deal with it or have the headlines, I imagine. So it's kind of sad for the people that really did enjoy this area that they don't get to say their goodbyes, but we kind of knew this was coming, and not surprising. I'm guessing it was a lost leader for them, and it was kind of something they did, one, because Steve Wynn loved it when he built it, and then also for Siegfried and Roy, they loved it too. So I don't know. It's another thing in Vegas gone, but exciting to see what they bring in there.
Yeah, it seems like it's a thing of another time. I think the way we look at animals is a little bit different, and having those animals in the middle of the desert in the harsh environment, maybe not the best thing. So I think this is good. It's also a no-brainer for Hard Rock. They need that land. They're big on their pool areas. They're big on their resort stuff. And Mirage has a nice pool, but not to the Hard Rock level. So, I mean, not that they've announced they're going to put a pool there, but that seems like the likely place for that, given the guitar towers going on the front of the property. That's a big chunk of land. So it makes sense from a business standpoint and from every other standpoint. But to your point, it's a big part of history. Siegfried and Roy, the original Mirage with Steve Wynn building it. And, it's sort of fitting that as this Mirage era ends, that this big part of it ends too. But hopefully they build a pool with a big volcano in the middle of it. That's what I'm hoping they do, but probably not.
Yeah, that would be cool. I don't know if they will, but you could be Virgin after they build these cool pool areas and just pave over them, because that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. They ruined the old Hard Rock pool over at Virgin. But yeah, let us know what you guys think. Are you happy that this is shutting down? Are you sad you didn't get a chance to visit one last time because of the sudden closure? Is this good news for the future of Hard Rock? As we're probably less than a month away before the end of the year. Supposedly the middle of December, though, when they switch over. So coming very, very soon, although the Mirage name could stay for up to 3 years. So that will stay for a while. All right, so this is crazy, Mark. It seems like sporting events are just like falling over themselves to come to Las Vegas now. It started with like the NBA All-Star Game and the NFL Draft. NFL announced the Super Bowl for 2024. Now we got all the Formula One craziness for 2023. But now the big event is coming home. And I say that because March Madness is such a big thing in Las Vegas for betting and all this other stuff. And now the Final Four will be coming to Las Vegas in 2028. So we got to wait a while. Coming to Allegiant Stadium. Mark, do they usually play the Final Four in football stadiums?
Yeah, this started, early 2000s, like 2005, 2006, somewhere like that. Like they even had it at Ford Field in Detroit in 2009. So they started back then because you could fit a lot more fans, sell more tickets. The atmosphere isn't as good as it is, for the regional games that are usually played in a basketball, an NBA stadium or even a college stadium sometimes. An arena for made for basketball. So you don't get quite the same atmosphere, and the sight lines aren't always great. I did go to the Final Four. I went to the one in Minneapolis a couple years ago too, which was also in the football stadium. So, you lose a little bit, but you also can actually afford to get tickets, because there's 60,000 versus 20,000. So, anytime they build a new stadium, they want to show it off. So I'm not surprised, but who got it the year before you guys?
No, who did?
Coming back to Detroit, baby.
Well, they got that's a nice appetizer for the 2028 Final Four in Vegas. I mean, it's going to be crazy, right? This is March Madness is so big here, and I think this is going to be to the level of like a Super Bowl weekend or Formula One, or maybe close to that level anyway. I think we're going to get a ton of people. It's going to be a very lively atmosphere. It really blows my mind, the level of sports that we have here now and how quickly it's exploded, whether it's minor league sports, venues, different teams, obviously the professional sports with the Golden Knights and the Raiders.
Don't forget about the WNBA team. Come on.
Oh God, yeah, the Las Vegas Aces win the WNBA championship too. So yeah, great times with that. Now, if you are looking to come to Vegas and do a show, Cirque is actually having a Black Friday sale with some pretty good deals. I'm guessing that this sort of means that they're having trouble filling up their theaters, because you don't offer 50% off tickets, but they are going to give 50% off tickets November 25th through the 28th if you buy them on those dates. 50% off Oh, Michael Jackson 1, The Beatles Love, Caw, Mad Apple, and Mystere. So yeah, I mean, I think that's a pretty good deal. Although I haven't looked at ticket prices lately, I'm guessing that they're probably double what they used to be. So, maybe not such a win.
They're doing the old Kohl's thing where they mark it up so you can use your Kohl's cash. Yeah, I can't think of any time that I've noticed these Cirque shows being on sale before. Like they're rarely in tickets for less. And I mean, I haven't looked at them in a couple years, but I know back in the day you could never find them on the discount resellers or anything like that. So it's kind of surprising. Maybe this is finally the Vegas, expense is softening a bit. We haven't seen it in the hotel revenue portion of it, but maybe shows and stuff outside of headliners like Adele and stuff are starting to feel the crunch a bit. So it doesn't surprise me a lot, but, I'll take advantage of it for sure because those are, some shows that have been around forever and people love them. So if you can get a half off, if it's legit a half off, that's amazing.
I'd love to see Love again. Most likely that show's going to go away. That's signed through the end of 2023 under the new ownership of Hard Rock. So that's one I would like to see. I still haven't seen Michael Jackson 1, or of course Mad Apple, the new one at New York. So I might be buying some tickets. We'll see what the prices
glad you
are.
Didn't say Ka.
I love Caw. I love that stage. But I would probably pick some others first just because of nostalgia / I haven't seen them.
Just show up like 45 minutes in when the stage starts to rotate, and then you're good. You got 15 minutes.
That's all I care about, right? Is the show.
That's all that anybody cares about.
But it's cool. Even what's crazy?
It is cool.
It's been
but
around.
They could do it 20 minutes, and everybody would be happy. Out, done.
They could do like 5 shows a night that way, right? It's just the twirling stage show. Yeah, it's crazy that still holds up so many years later. Because I don't know, it's been 15 years or more since Caw started. So that stage was well ahead of its time, and it seems like it's still holding up well. All right, so let's move on. Another new casino, the Wildfire in downtown, was announced. I think it was earlier this year. It's basically on the site of the old Showboat, which turned into Castaways before it closed. I don't know, about 15 years ago. And Station Casinos has kept their license active on there. I guess once a year they would set up a trailer with a bunch of machines and run it for a little bit, and that allowed them to keep the license. Yeah, this is actually something that happens quite often. So in order to keep a gaming license, I think it's once a year you have to operate something. So they'll bring a trailer in of machines and put it on the property to satisfy those requirements. And I believe stations did that all this time, but now they're building this new Wildfire, and they revealed new details about construction. It's coming along.
IHOP, baby. Whoa.
Yeah. Hey, why are you spoiling it for everybody? I know that was my big surprise that IHOP is coming. But it's going to be, 21,000 square feet, built from the ground up. It will feature an IHOP and then a Tacos El Pastor, which I haven't heard of that particular taco shop, but some people seem to be interested or really excited about that. It's located on basically Fremont and Charleston area. So, a couple miles from the Fremont Street Experience, but in downtown. And I think it looks really nice. This is their neighborhood brand. And
I mean, I don't really get it because they knocked down, 3-4 casinos, these bigger properties, and this is what they're moving towards. Maybe, less overhead and all that. It looks kind of like a Dave and Buster's from the outside to me. Or like a sports bar. It doesn't, there's nothing that's really drawing you in. And I know it's a locals casino, but you still expect a little bit of something. It just seems very vanilla, very plain. Maybe it's all focused on the gaming experience or just the rewarding, the players type of thing and getting them in there. Who doesn't want to use comps on some pancakes? I mean,
there you go. I mean, yeah, it's funny. IHOP. There used to be an A-frame IHOP. It's still there. It's like a taco shop now, just down the street. So I guess it's all coming full circle. Wildfire is their, it's their like local neighborhood brand that they've done. And it started with the Wildfire on Rancho, which, by the way, is right across from the two closed casinos, Fiesta in Texas. So they also own that, and they kept the Wildfire open. And they've bought various properties around town. I think there's like 9 or 10 of them now. So they range from almost like what you're saying, like kind of bar type things that are kind of casinos, to some of the ones are a little bit bigger. But this isn't going to be the size of their, like, Green Valley Ranch, Red Rock, those types of things. But, I think that area with, the Arts District coming up, even though this is a little bit to the east of that, I think that area has sort of grown, and there aren't any casinos that are kind of local in that specific area. So I think it's going to do pretty well. It looks pretty nice. And it's not going to be Durango. I'm looking forward to Durango, but it's something, and it opens in February, so it's not too long to wait for it.
Yeah, it does seem like they're getting it together fairly quickly. So be interesting to see come February, something new to touch and check out, and kind of the first of the new wave of casinos coming out. So it'll be exciting.
For sure. What's also exciting is the Raiders' new slogan.
IHOP. That's what's exciting.
Yes, IHOP. I can't believe you ruined my big surprise.
Chris Angel will make those pancakes disappear.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Chris Angel's going to be performing in the parking lot on opening night. So make sure you get your tickets now.
It's too big. Too many seats.
All right.
Oh, yeah. Chris Angel has a 90% off deal for Black Friday, too. It's just called regular price.
Oh, God. Oh, people out there are going to either be really happy or really not happy. So, all right, so let's move on to the Raiders and their big idea to, I guess they trademarked a new saying, and everybody knows Las Vegas is known as Sin City. So the Raiders, what do they have, 3 wins so far this year? They have decided that they're going to market the term Win City, like W-I-N. I get it, gambling win rhymes with sin, but not the right time to do this.
I mean, sell it to the Knights, maybe. I don't. If you just want a Super Bowl, okay, maybe. And it still sounds over the top, like it's just terrible. They should be called like a rest city for the players on the Raiders or something. You guys haven't done anything. You've been pretty terrible. The only reason you're selling tickets is because of the new stadium. 2-3 more years, it's going to be half empty. I think most games if they keep on this road. So I don't know. Yeah, Win City just delusional. Ford family-esque.
Or maybe adopting this will change the culture and they're going to start winning again. I mean,
exactly.
Hopefully they have had a rough
All they
start
needed was some swag. If they had swag, they would have played better, I swear.
Yeah, they'll believe. They will believe in it. So yeah, it's interesting. We'll see that coming. All right, so last story, I did want to update everybody on that Resorts World robbery because it's kind of a crazy story. They caught the guy, as they generally do, and we learned a lot more details about what happened. Like, for instance, he wore like a dirty blonde wig, took his taxi there, then took the taxi back home, and they tracked him to an apartment building, finding that out. And then this guy
who takes a taxi back to your house like an idiot.
But then listen, he got his car and then he drove back to Resorts World to observe the police, investigating the crime. And
Dude, everybody always does. All criminals, they go back. I don't know why. They just do.
But then this guy also is on parole, I think, or probation for robbing the Venetian in 2020. So he's a serial casino robber. And in 2020, he did the same thing. He handed a note to a cashier basically saying, I know where you live. Don't use the alarm. I'm watching you, things like that. He got $15K from the Venetian. And in this robbery, similar thing, he put on the note, fill the bag or I will shoot you. And then the cashier gave him $6,000 and he left. That's terrible. Terrible to put people through that. Glad he's caught, but it's just a strange story with everything he did, wearing weird wigs. He's robbed the Venetian before. And then the fact that he went back.
Time to put up the bulletproof glass with like the rotating thing to give your money. And then they can be like, yeah, go for it, buddy.
Yeah, but unfortunately, you don't want I don't want your cashier cage to look like a 7-Eleven in Los Angeles or something. So.
Yeah, no, I mean, that wouldn't work, but it is kind of crazy that, he keeps doing this and that he's on parole at all when you're robbing places, you should be in jail, I guess. But hopefully he's gone for a while. I wonder if it's more about the rush, the fact that he's coming back and he's done it a couple times. I doubt it's about the money, but I mean, criminals are so stupid sometimes. Like, you're taking a cab that's going to have, history and reports and all that stuff, and you do it right to where you live. Like, come on, man, think a little bit. Go somewhere else and then get another cab and then another one and then go home. Or walk.
I mean, I think the thinking stops when you decide to rob a casino like that. Because, I mean, it's there's so much surveillance, and there's also surveillance now on all the traffic lights and stuff, so they can really track things even if he wasn't in a taxi. But to your point, it's just easy enough. Talk to the taxi driver and find out, or, obviously cars are tracking where they're going. So it doesn't seem like, based on the article, it's very difficult for them to find him. And doesn't seem like maybe he's all there. But, it's good that it's solved, and feel bad for that cashier having to do that. That note specifically saying, I'm going to shoot you. That's really terrible. And feel for them. So
it wasn't the same guy that did both of them then? What was the other casino? The local
No, he didn't do the Gold Coast. No, that was somebody else. So, so that's an update on the big robbery in Las Vegas, and it's getting a lot more media attention now that they've solved it. Almost as if they want to send a message. We caught the guy, but they didn't cover it nearly as much when they hadn't caught the guy yet.
They would never do that.
I mean, they did get a little bit of coverage.
Sarcasm.
All right. Well, I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving week. We were going to talk about all the holiday stuff because of all this news. We'll do that next week and let you know all the holiday cool stuff, including we got some beautiful pictures, video from Bellagio, the new conservatory is open, all of that. Don't forget to hit up the comments. Let us know what you think about all of these topics, the new casino, the robbery, the Final Four coming to Las Vegas. Let's discuss it down there. And if you like the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you receive notifications of all of our videos. We do new videos Tuesdays and Fridays. So if you missed the video from earlier this week, don't forget to go back and watch it. Lots of good stuff there. In the meantime, thanks so much for watching. See you guys next week.
Have a good weekend.